Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm in a very pissed off mood today. I'll tell you why. So I had a job set up in Panama City through Drone Base, and it was not a small job, but it did pay $400. And I'll tell you honestly, it was paying $400 is probably a fraction of what this job should have paid. So, and I'm gonna actually jump ahead. I'm gonna say I'm not getting any of that money because, well, I had a feeling I would have to fix something, but unfortunately, it's just not worth it for the money and the time invested. So the job was basically to come out and do mapping of the parking lot of a sort of shopping plaza, do mapping of the roof, so basically HVAC inspection during the day, high resolution images, 85% overlap, if you guys know what that is. The whole property is I think it was like 10 acres, so it was pretty large property. So it was 85% overlap through drone deploy. Really a lot of work. And on top of that, I had to do that during the day. Then I had to wait about 2 hours, and once again after sunset I would have to do the thermal mapping of the roof, again 85% overlap with a thermal drone, and do close-up of every single HVAC unit, which there were probably like 30 of them on the roof. So you can only imagine how many images that is. And then they wanted, which, I mean, they put it in the bottom, so that I basically ran out of battery by that time. They wanted RGB of the facade of the buildings, which is regular photo capture. I don't know why they trying to be fancy, why they say RGB is just do the photo capture of the facade of the building. And they wanted a thermal capture of the facade of the buildings. So by that time I ran out of batteries. Now let me tell you, took 2 drones with me. I had 3 remotes, so I had 2 remotes. Well, I had 1 remote for the visual drone, and I had 2 remotes for the thermal drone, just in case. The visual part of it mainly was done. Oh yeah, and visual part, I also had to capture close-ups of the all HVAC units on top of the roof. So now that I'm starting to process it, I would actually probably need to use 3 drones, because I would need to use the Mavic 2 Pro for the mapping part. Then I would have to use the Mavic 2 Zoom for the visual close-ups of the HVAC units, and Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced for the thermal part. So the mapping took me an hour and a half of flying, and I have luckily enough I captured the screen for all of it. That was insanely long. I mean, you can actually get tired of flying a drone. That's how long it took to map. Then I had to wait basically close to 2 hours, do nothing, which is wasted my time. And then I had to do the thermal part. The thermal part took me, I think I started 6:30 p.m. and I ended close to 9. So thermal part took me almost 3 hours, like 2 hours. No, actually I ended, yeah, thermal part took me 2 hours. So I did not expect the job to go this long. I expected to spend maybe 3 batteries on the photo visual part. I did not take into the account the 85% overlap. That just triples your expectancy. Like any amount of time you expect, the regular 75% overlap for mapping, the 85% triples it. So I expected to spend 3 batteries on the mapping part with the visual Mavic 2 Pro, and I expected to spend 2 batteries on the thermal drone part of it. Yeah, did not happen. I wasn't even able to complete the entire assignment. I didn't capture the facade, but it took me 6 batteries on the visual part, and it took me 4 batteries on the thermal part. And thank God for those Mavic 2 Enterprise batteries, because they last like 3-4 minutes longer on average. And then it took me 6 hours, 6 freaking hours to upload the images. I think I started at like 2 p.m. and I got done at 4 a.m. So that's 14 hours of work. It took me 6 hours to upload all the images. It was over 2,000 images I had to upload. And today they wrote to me that, well, because you failed to complete the facade images, we can't use any of it. So we're going to reopen the job for bids, and we can't compensate you for any of it. So pissed off. 14 hours wasted